What's going down, guys? TK coming at you. Today, I just want to talk to you in general about success. I think most people would agree that anything is considered successful when a lot of people receive it, accept it, or gravitate to it. That's what any given celebrity face or any given celebrity person, they're successful when a lot of people accept them and a lot of people gravitate toward them. But think about you. You're not successful. People don't gravitate towards you. Me, I'm not successful. People don't gravitate towards me. Matter of fact, I think the average person is not that charismatic celebrity that people run to, flock to, that people pay attention to. So you want to create success in your own life, and you want to distinguish your actions so that what you endeavor actually produces results. Because realistically, that has always been my goal and my effort. My effort has been to make smart decisions that produce strong results. That's the only thing that really matters to me. I evaluate my steps and I look at my past and I say, let me go forward and make some decisions that are effectively going to change what kind of reality becomes tomorrow. So, in the economic space, think about what is it that I have to do to change my life financially. Well, the biggest problem that I see when I have everyday conversations with people like I'm having with you right now, people are lazy. They're completely brainwashed and they don't want to do anything that physically requires common sense work. Everyone has this entitlement mentality of government give me, because you won't physically do work today that creates a stronger financial future for tomorrow. It's only when you change your mindset, you get out of this handout, give me entitlement way of thinking, that you can begin to effectively create a different type of future. Because you have to remember that your future is created by your actions of today. So at some point, you have to wake up, start to consciously make decisions that will create a better tomorrow. Okay, blowing money on liabilities is not a part of that better tomorrow. And that's the 90% effort that most people do. It doesn't matter if you're making $1 million a month or if you're making $2 a month, you're blowing it on liabilities. You're not actually spending it on things that will pay you in the future. So the first concept with anything involving financial change is to pay yourself first, and to do so not in liabilities but in assets. So what if you just changed your mindset and started focusing on spending some of the cash that you have on physical assets that gain over time, on things that actually bring money back into your house? So what are those things? What are those decisions? What are those turns that you have to physically make today to create a better tomorrow? Well, the first thing is to aggressively get out of fiat money altogether, because there are two other forms of money that are actually higher in value than paper money. So that's the first step. The first step is to totally get out of paper money and utilize alternative currency that's in a higher format, a higher value, a higher purchasing power. That's number one, because the purchasing power that you gain is money that you save over the long run, and essentially money that you put back into your pocket. Number two, physically have assets on hand that are tangible, that at any given moment you could pull out of your wallet, at any given moment you could pull out of your personal safe, and become your own bank. When I say become your own bank, I'm saying establish an account that's worth at least $150,000 and do it in multiple asset classes. So you have an offshore savings account that's backed by tangible assets. You have an international bank account that's saved in alternative currency. You have a foundation that you can then stand on. And most importantly, build those accounts through leverage-based payment systems. Now, what are leverage-based payment systems, and what do I mean by that? Okay, you go to work every day and you work for a company. That company hired you to do a specific task, and they probably pay you enough to make sure you come to work every single day. I work as an overseas contractor. I'm in the IT field, so I have to come to work every day, 12 hours a day, and do work within the IT field on the area in which they assign me to. And you do the same thing. Whether you work at Burger King or whether you work in corporate America, you are paid to do an assigned task within a career field that you supposedly are talented within, right? But the linear income that I receive and that you receive is solely based on fixed amount of time for fixed amount of money. So hours in a day based on the money that you negotiated, based on the work that you physically do. And at any given time, they could fire you, and there goes your contract of exchanging time for money. So the flip side of that, in a leverage-based system, now what you're doing is you are getting paid for the efforts of other people within a system. So not your efforts alone, but your efforts in conjunction with the efforts of other people is now how you get paid. An example of that within the typical known work structure would be a sales manager at a car dealership. Not only does he get paid off of the cars that he sells, but he also is in charge of probably a whole bunch of other car salesmen and gets a commission from their car sales in addition to his own. That's what's called a leverage-based payment system. So what I'm trying to introduce you to is a number of companies that specialize in leverage-based systems, leverage-based payment systems. So I'm suggesting to you that you accumulate international savings accounts through leverage-based payment systems. So not only do you have the physical asset of the account and you becoming your own bank, you also have the income potential in upfront commission and residual commission because you're participating in building it through a leverage-based system of payment. So that's what I'm trying to introduce you to. That's what I'm trying to say is financial freedom. That's what I'm trying to say is something that makes financial sense that can create a different tomorrow for you. So I don't brand any specific company. I try not to talk about the companies. What I try to explain to you is the system. What I try to get you to understand is how to use leverage and leverage yourself forward. How to implement the systems so that you can more effectively accomplish your goals. So the financial space, the financial concept is to step out of linear, step into leverage, and do it through tangible assets and focus on international diversification as being your end goal. Now, what qualifies me? The world teaches you F everything that somebody says unless they are a subject matter expert. If they don't have a PhD from Harvard, then don't listen to them. When one of my coworkers has a PhD and he does the same job that I do and gets paid the same money that I get paid, he works 12 hours like I work 12. So what I'm trying to say is the false programming that the world gave you that says only somebody with a degree has the qualification to tell you how to do something or to show you a experience that they've been through. So what qualifies me to talk about this? One, I'm doing it for myself. Two, all I'm doing is suggesting what works for me can work for you. And three, that the concepts that I present to people, the concepts that I'm presenting to you, are realistic implementation concepts that I don't see people doing. I don't see the masses doing what I'm talking about. It's what I chose to do for myself, but I don't see very many other people doing what I'm doing. I can honestly say when I have conversations with people, the last thing that they say is that they are implementing international diversification strategies to not only protect their wealth, but to manage their wealth. That's not what's taking place.